and especially anything you want to build, there's one word that people are so like adamant about searching for, and once they feel like they learn that word or whatever the case is, then they'll be able to figure it out. You know what that word is?
Discipline and dedication?
No, it's just one word. It's called indifference. Meaning, some will, some won't. So what? You know what I mean? It's about not letting the little things bother you. It's not about letting what people say or do bother you. You know what I mean, bro?
Facts.
Well, you know what I mean? Because is it going to matter 5 years from now, bro? What do you see yourself 5 years from, bro? You should be already damn near retired by then. You should not be rolling with this. You should still be retired getting this shit rolling, bro.
I know, but in 5 years from today, we should be barely,
No, but retired from, like, I mean, you're going to have, bro, you're going to have everything you want, but before then.
I do feel that.
You know what I mean? No, a big ass, what you want, like everything you could ever want, bro, you could have it all before we hit that. That's what I'm saying. My goal in life is I'm only 26. I'm trying to hit my goal before I'm at least 30, 32.
And I'm working on hitting my goal in the next 3 years. That's why I'm full throttle with this stuff.
Because if I could hit 32 and I make all the money and I'm good, my family's good, 3GB's good and everything, bro, we solid and all that, and we making a lot of money bringing people in, whatever the case is, this is what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to make sure that...
Talk about it.
I'm going to build the label up, and I'm going to spread it out so that way everybody going to realize that 3GB is a really solid record.
Like, you know, appreciate
that. Listen, Empire Records, all these other record companies, Interscope, 3-6 Mafia.
They all gonna want to come. They all gonna want to come network with three good brothers.
We gonna have talented artists, and we're on the east side, so we're definitely gonna have some attention brought to us. I mean, look, if it's easy to get Jadakiss, if it's easy to get G Herbo, all these other people from outside and all that, but from the east side, think about it. All these people are gonna be like, damn, like, who the hell are these people?
And where did they come from?
Exactly.
How do you feel about 211 helping the homeless? Do you feel that the 211 system helped the homeless, or you really don't care, or you feel people use it to their advantage?
The 211 system? I think the 211 system is just, a temporary replacement. There's not really anything to help people with.
Yeah.
I mean, look at it, bro. Like,
cause I ain't gonna lie, I be seeing people when I be pulling off the highway. They be saying stuff like, they still be holding their signs up, but I feel like they played a role because they're looking for a handout. I gotta say it like that because when I see people do that and not tap in fully, I feel like they're wanting a handout because they want somebody to feel. They're looking for that motherly
yeah.
Oh, I want somebody to feel bad, help me.
But a lot of homeless people can't even take care of themselves. The thing about it, a lot of homeless people either have drug problems, or they are in wheelchairs, or...
But I wouldn't say they have drug problems. But they could be functioning addicts.
But I think America has failed, ultimately, especially Connecticut, bro, has failed, trying to take care of this homeless situation. New York, I'm going to be honest with y'all, right? And he's from New York. New York has a better homeless system built structure where it will actually help homeless people be in a shelter and transition into a subsidized apartment. And that's a fact. Y'all can look that up, whatever. The only reason why I know is because I know that person was living at that type of situation. So if New York has it better for its people who are homeless, what makes you think Connecticut can't do it if Connecticut's the 8th richest state?
That's very true.
So it's like, if we're the Constitution state, if we have hedge funders purchasing and making everything wealthy, why aren't they making everything wealthy? Why isn't the governor, the mayor of any town, especially in Hartford, why aren't they really taking care of the city?
That's very true.
I mean, there's still high murder rate, there's still people who are getting kidnapped, missing, There's people, you know what I mean, all that. First of all, I'm glad I graduated and went through school that I went through before, because I'm seeing how the school system's even failing these kids.
It's really crazy. We got 2 more questions on the Gentleman Salt podcast. And the last two questions is, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go? On the first one. And you can come back whenever you want.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I probably would do. I would say Japan. I would say not in Tokyo, but like Kyoto, in like in a rural, traditional, where I could have my own like little like actual like manor, and like I could just have cherry blossom trees and like don't have to worry about nothing, and I could eat the food.
So where that's at?
Japan and
Okay.
Kyoto, Japan. I always wanted to go to Japan.
Shout out to Japan. I'll be hearing the craziest or the most goodest answers when I hear where people want to go in the world. So,
Well, you have heard.
Africa, Jamaica, Greece.
All of those are great.
I ain't gonna lie, that's really like off the top because now you tested my brain and I gotta listen to some of the podcasts to see what I done asked. So those are just some off the top. And the last question on the Gentleman's Talk podcast, and we appreciate Rife Existence coming down, and he definitely gonna come down and keep putting in his work. Even if it's not podcast, it will be music related. Because there's always work to be done. Because we gotta pull our stuff out the movie and be the actors. We are the main actors in the movie. So we have to pull ourselves out to put in this work.
Exactly.
That's very important. Take yourself out of the equation when everybody's in motion and work. Because when you are working, you're focused on the task. The task is to build a different narrative in the urban neighborhoods.
Exactly.
No matter what background you have. Doesn't matter where you come from.
No.
We got to show you that we are doing work in the urban neighborhoods. That's what it's about. That's why we don't, use vulgar language. That's why we don't, swear. And we just enjoy the vibe.
Yeah.
Last question on the podcast. What's your opinion on mental health in Connecticut and around the world from what you see?
I mean, I think the mental health system is definitely taking care of its people. I mean, as far as like people want to go get help, if you really want to get help, psychiatric help, that it'd be, there's solutions to get help. However, I feel like not every doctor or not every psychiatrist, not every therapist is ever, going to be fit for somebody, especially if they don't feel like
Talk about it.
they won't be able to relate or be comfortable with talking about certain things.
With the individual.
With the individual. The way I've seen it is like all my life, especially like I've gone to therapy. There's no shame in doing it because you need to have like some type of evaluation for yourself. Yep. To make sure you're good. People think it's a bad misconception, but it really isn't because you're really taking. There's actually what 4 things or 3 things you gotta take care of right in your life. You gotta take care of your emotional state. You gotta take care of your mental state.
Yep.
You gotta take care of your physical state.
Yep.
And you gotta take care of your spiritual state.
Yep.
So those are 4 important things, and one of those 4 important things is emotional and mental, which ties together. So I think that as long as you're getting help, I mean, I don't take medicine, I don't take pills because like I said, like I'm good, like I'm chill. And that doesn't mean that taking pills is a bad thing. I just think that it's just not for everybody. It just was never for me when I took them. So I think that therapy is a great thing. And I think that mental health, like as far as around the world, I can't say for it, but what I will say is Connecticut, especially in the areas I've been in, like, they've helped me. Like, I will say that.
So shout out to the people that actually help Rife Resistance through the mental health system. In my opinion about the mental health system, I feel like it do work for certain individuals depending on the people, but, I feel like they could do a better, I feel like they could do a lot more better with it, give them more resources, just in general, because y'all say out there, and y'all do reach out. But the research y'all give it. I feel like y'all choose to pick who gets what resource, from my perspective, in my opinion. But anyways, we appreciate Rife Resistance tapping into the Gentleman's Talk podcast. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode. It's gonna be a beautiful intermission. We're not going to tell you what it is, but you know, y'all like this episode. This one episode might last like 2 weeks because we done got an hour, a good intermission, and a whole nother, probably another 30 minutes into the podcast. And now we gonna let Rife do his shout outs and to who he wanna shout out to. And I ain't gonna lie, we're gonna start ending the podcast with a prayer, and I'm gonna get the prayer today.
All right.
So let you give your shout outs that I'm gonna pray.
All right. So like I said, first shout I want to give is to God, like I said, for helping me out through the system and helping my father, my mom, everybody to find help and grace within themselves. People think that religion is God is religion. It's not a religion. It's a relationship. So I think that you guys have to have faith. Like faith is like seeing the wind. You can't see it, but you can feel it.
Right.
So a lot of people feel like, oh, that's fake or whatever, but I don't ever speak blasphemy about God, and I don't ever want to do that because it's one of the greatest sins that you can commit against God. But what I will say is that shout out to him and shout out to like I said, like within that shout out with Jesus for I said allowing us to not die in vain. We're able to save ourselves through him by asking for forgiveness. So I want to say that. Shout out to, like I said, myself, my dad, my family, 3GB. I want to thank everybody for basically being there for me and having time with me, because time is super important on earth, and sometimes a lot of people don't realize, but it's super important. And third thing I want to shout out is I want to also shout out to everyone that is out there who's struggling. I hope y'all make it, and I hope when y'all come across this, you have great faith in yourself. So.
Alright, so now I'm about to start ending every podcast, starting from today, even when Rife is on, and especially when other people come on, I'm going to start ending the podcast with a prayer. So I'm going to say 2 prayers, and I'm going to start the first one. We can bow our heads. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those that trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Because thine is the king, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. So now we're going to do the next prayer, because we definitely going to continue to pray, because, I'm about to tap into our next prayer. That's just the regular first one. So now I'm going to pray for just things in general. Boom, we going to tap in. We're going to bow our heads. Heavenly Father, I appreciate people like Rife Resistance coming into my life so I can give a positive direction. I appreciate people like Al just being a real OG and turning himself to God for whatever he's been through, and just showing me that you don't have to follow all trends to be successful. I pray for Sean, even though he's my mentor and he's my foster father. We're not talking because that's some of my decisions that I done made, but he's still a real one. I appreciate everybody that came in my life and gave me positive direction to make me a better individual and help me mold to be a better man, so I can be the mentor for the right reasons and to be successful in the urban community that really needs a helping hand. And I pray for my dog Brownie and all the animals, because I am an animal lover, so shout out to that. I pray for my kids, because I do pay child support, so I might not be a full-time dad, but I still love the kids. And shout out, I pray for the students that, I travel back and forth, because I'll be getting these kids to school. Hopefully that I keep getting them to school safely, because I want them to enjoy the experience of just being around a good, positive, and a positive role model like myself. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna say the student name, but shout out to one of my students. He gave me a Pokemon card today.
Oh shit.
He gave me a gold edition Pokemon card. So shout out to the kids.
Nah, you gotta show me the Pokemon card.
It's on the wall, so I'm gonna show you after the episode over. But shout out to everybody, and we doing this for the right reasons. Hey this was the Gentleman's Talk podcast, and we always gonna end with a prayer. Hey we'll be back with another episode. Hey real soon. Hey we out of here.
Out of here.